So I loaded up with these things, the halos, nasty little buggers. Welcome back to Swedish Airgun Forum. It's been a while. Some fun things gonna happen this spring. I got a new thing over here, a new old thing, I would say that is. It's a Mark 1 Impact, and it's a very early Mark 1, and I'm going to get back to that. I'm probably going to do a separate little mini series about that Impact or the very early Mark 1s, and try to do a little review on the Mark 1 and see how it holds up to modern air guns. It was introduced back in 2015, and it's been happening a lot since then, but I'm curious to see how it holds up. What we're going to do is this thing, my Panthera in 30 cal. Been having some issues since I bought it new last year. Mainly the valve pin. It's been leaking and it's been very inconsistent with the chronograph. So I left it before I went abroad at my shop, Tobbe at Hurricane Airguns in Sweden, and I picked it up yesterday. And he gave me something in my hand, so I'm gonna try. It's just a handful. It's like it's maybe 8 or 9 of them. These are the halos in 30 cal, the FX halos. There's been quite a buzz about the halos for quite a while. It's like the Santa, everybody's talking about them, but nobody's seen them. So here they are. The halos, I just got like a small handful of them. So I wanted to do something with these, don't just shoot them at the target. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I did put back the sight and all the stuff because it was totally stripped off when I picked it up. So I'm gonna give it a couple of quick shots just to check the zero. And then I'm gonna do one group with a H&N HP2 50 grain slugs, which is my go-to slug for this one, and I shoot them around 293 meter per second. What is that, 960 something in feet per second. So I'm going to just check and see, have a comparison group, and then I'm going to give these a try, and we're going to see how they do. And I'm going to keep fairly short. I'm going to put a new zero on this. I had a 50 zero before, but I'm going to put a zero at 25. So I'm going to stay at 25 meter with both the H&N HP2s and the halos, because it's pretty windy down here in South Sweden where I live. It's always windy, even if it's not super windy today. Yesterday was super windy. So I normally do that when I tune too. I try to stay at 25 meters, so I keep all the nature and other stuff like wind and out of the equation, basically. So 25, if they are good, these slugs or pellets. I don't know if the slugs are pellets because I don't know much about them, but what I heard is they're gonna shoot pretty well in pellet liners too, and maybe there's even some hope for this old girl, the Impact with a smooth bore. So, but it's not out yet, these things at all at the market, from what I know or from what I heard, and also from what I heard Tobbe told me, if I understood him right. Don't quote me on this, all right? But if I understood him right, they're going to be released in 357 and 30 first, and after that in 25 and 22 and the other calibers. And this thing is in 25 cal. I also have a 22 barrel, so I'm not going to be able to shoot the halos for a while. But when they come in my calibers for the Impact, I'm going to get back to them and do another review and see how they work in an old smooth bore, and that's probably going to be included in the Impact series, how this old smooth bore can handle slugs for those who want to try out slugs. I know from hearsay that it can handle in 25 cal the knockout slugs. The Mark IIs fairly well, and I was saying fairly well is this thing is just for hunting. That's my pest control machine basically, and normal distances is seldom more far out than 30 meters max. I mostly stay within 20 meters, so basically I can shoot everything hunting wise, I would guess, even in that smooth bore. But I'm curious to see how the halos are working in a pellet liner. But today we're going to shoot them in a FX SDX heavy slug liner in 30 cal. And yeah, so let's see what we get. First, we're going to do a couple of zero shots since I put the scope back yesterday. So just see that we're on target. Then we're going to shoot the H&N, and then we're going to go to the drum roll, the halos. Okay, target is up. I really don't know where the halo is going to drop, so I left some space vertically for them. So I'm going to shoot the H&N HP2, the 50 grainers first, and I'm going to put them in the right corner on down to the right. So let's do it. I'm going to give it 5. I have 10 of the halos, so I'm going to do like a 1 or 2, or maybe I just do a 5-shot group and then I keep the 5. Let's see how they do. But first, H&N HB2s, right corner, right bottom corner. $25 meters. I think I lost that one actually.
294. 140.2.
I zeroed this in, but now they're a little low. Maybe the cold, it's been standing for a while, but they're grouping. That's the most important thing.
293. 139.5. 295.
Okay. 295.
9.
140.9 joules. Yeah, those were grouping. The first 3 ones was actually in the same hole. I lost the 4th one and did find my way back with the 5th, but they pretty much like this. It's 25 yards, so it should be. So now let's put the halos in. These are like 44.5 grain, so I don't know friction wise, but they shouldn't be too low. So I'm going to aim in the middle of the target.
305. 150.5. 306. 151.9.
I can say so far I like these ones. I get a lot more speed out of them. Maybe they're a little too fast. I don't know. 306. But they're grouping fairly well. Not in one hole, but good enough for hunting.
$305. 150.5.
Okay, I get the hang of it now. I was a little nervous, so I was spreading them around, but they're good enough. This was my first group. These are the H&Ns, and basically this is shot 1, 2, 3, 5, and this is number 4. So I lost one, but they're basically in the same hole where they should be. This is my first group with halos there. I was probably still on the reg back then, hopefully. So not as tight as the H&Ns, but for what I use them for hunting on shorter distances, they should be fine in my impact if they shoot anything like this, but probably not, because that's a smooth twist barrel. I had 10 of them. I didn't have any time to season my barrel for it. They seem a little harder than the H&N HB2s. Lead-wise, they're probably mixed with something. I'm not sure what they are. They probably made for pellet liners, or from what I heard. But they shoot fairly well. Still is my first impression for hunting anyway. If you need slugs from shorter distances, I would try them out in a more serious way when I have a tin or two of them. But they get okay for me so far. The halos, FX halos, 30 cal, they're going to be made in-house by FX in Mariestad, Sweden. Finally, some Swedish-made pellets and slugs, or I don't know what to call them, if they're slugs or pellets, but anyway, it was fun to try. Be back later on during the year with a serious test when I get my hands on a tin or two. That was basically everything for today, I think. I'm gonna show you the target, and yeah, that's about it. Not much to say. It seems to work after the maintenance thing, and it seems consistent too, pretty much. 293, 294, 294, 293, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty much very consistent. So I'm happy with it. Thank you very much, Tobbe at Hurricane. You did a very good repair job. Thanks. See you on the next one.